Hey, today's vote day. I just wanted to hop on real quick to get everyone motivated and ready to vote. I know most people have already voted. I get that. But the majority of the people will vote today. The majority of the people will vote today. Hey, everyone. I'm Dr. Geoffrey, the split second decisions and crisis expert, coming to you today talking about voting. In my regular job, I am an ER doctor. I also live in many organizations and do training on crisis management and split second decisions. And let me tell you, today is not a split second decision. Today, it's not even an organizational decision. Today, it's maybe a strategic decision for you personally. But as I said, it's not a split second decision. It's a deliberate and personal decision. So exercise that right. And I get it. Most people feel pretty comfortable with, hey, I'm getting ready to vote and I'm excited. But let me just share with you. There are a number of people, I guess because of the space that I'm in, they feel comfortable sending me emails, who are a little concerned and a lot of fearful about voting. We've already talked about you can vote safely during COVID, wearing your mask and gloves. But there's this intimidation thing, or there's this perceived intimidation, because I think the intimidation is in the eye of the person. Because I can tell you, the other day I was driving my son to basketball traffic, and this big caravan came by. I have to admit, my son, he's just 14 though, he was a little concerned. And that made me realize that there are some people who certain things make them fearful. Call that in the midst of a crisis. But in the crisis, you've got to still decide. You have to make a decision, and part of that decision is to move forward and do what plan. Like, I give you a good example. I don't fault any campaigner, but the decision that was made, I'm not sure of the details, bothered me. There's a report that the Biden bus was surrounded. I'm not talking politics. And so therefore, they decided not to proceed to their event. Nah. It's in circumstances like that during crisis that you have to proceed to your event. Even if you get there late, even if you get there if the event is over, you've got to get there. What's my point? You've got to go vote today no matter what the distraction is. No matter what the distraction is, we've got to go. We've got to go vote. Why? Because it's our right to. And I don't. Doesn't matter who you vote for. Doesn't matter if you vote for Biden, Trump, vote in your local elections. This is the time for us to exercise our right to vote. And again, I know many of you all sitting there thinking, well, I already voted, I'm good. But I promise you, many people have not voted. They're scared, they're a little fearful. So I encourage everyone. So this time next week, you don't say, oh, I wish I should have done more. Choose 10 people today, 10 people who in your mind, for whatever reason, you're questioning whether or not they're going to vote. Choose 10 people, call them, give them a pep talk, make sure they go vote. In many areas, you can still register today. Make sure you contact your 10 people about voting. In fact, do your own live. Say, hey, everybody, it's time to go vote. And again, I don't care who you vote for. Doesn't matter. Get out, but don't let anybody intimidate you no matter what. This is crisis. This is a crisis period. You know, COVID causes a crisis. Some of the stuff that's going on outside the election puts people in the crisis mode. But this is about the decisions that we make. Now, let's just pivot to crisis just real quick. Look for next week for me to do a live on how you can celebrate safely during COVID, if you're going to celebrate. And then for those of you all who are concerned about voting in COVID, there's a cut and paste, what I have attached here. There's a toolkit that says what you need to know about what you need to have at home in case you get COVID, but you won't get COVID as a result of voting, just because at the way the numbers are going, there's a possibility someone in your family may get COVID. So you've got to know the medicines that you need at home, vitamin D, zinc. I can't tell you everything. But look, these are serious times. These are about the decisions that we made. I'm not lecturing you. This is a pep talk. So this is a lecture? No, this is a pep talk. We are about to go get it. And I know the people are listening. I know most of you all said, I'm I'm good, but that's why you're here, to contact 10 people. Princess, what's going on? Jean, what's going on? Yolanda, Myra, Sylvia, D-Nam, what's going on? So look, I would just encourage you all, and to please make sure you go out and make sure that people feel comfortable making their personal decisions. Again, they're not split second decisions. Split second decisions are those decisions we make with a time constraint, a lack of information, or critical consequences. And by the way, we make about 35,000 decisions every day. Most of those are mundane and don't even matter. But about 2% of those are life-changing and life-altering. Most of those are split second decisions. But these decisions that we're making today as it relates to voting, they are important, deliberate, life-changing decisions. Is everyone following me? All right, good. But that's it. Be safe. We all have to make all different types of decisions, but the decision you can't make, and really do you hear me say can't, won't. You cannot choose to sit on the sideline. Again, all seriousness. I don't care who you vote for. Make a decision. No decision is a decision. You choosing not to make a decision today is a decision. Why? It allows the environment, the system, other circumstances to make decisions, to make that decision for you, because you're playing a role in a big one. Team, game time. Not time to sit on the sideline. And then finally, oh, Sheila wrote, she took my mama a week ago. Good job. We're going to make sure my daughter goes to that. Good. My family appreciate. Hey, Vincent, no problem. Voted, calling friends. So look, there's wow, that's a small lot, but it's cool. It's cool. There's 10 people on here. If you 10 people call 10 people and say you all call 10 people, imagine what we can do. Imagine what we can do. The last thing, because look at me. I'm post call, still at the hospital, didn't have a chance to do anything. But part of my motivation was, wait a minute, this time next week, I don't want to be able to say, I wish I had done this. I wish I had done that. This is the time for you to have done whatever you think you need to do to be helpful. And by the way, real talk, I discharged that patient. All right, real talk, get ready for this one. If you have not done anything differently than you did last election, then you're behind the 8 ball. You have time to make some different decisions. Leaders make decisions. If you have a household, if you have children, if you have organizations, you are there for a leader. So there's some decisions that you've got to make today that say, wait a minute, if I'm behaving differently in this election period than I did, if I'm behaving the same way in this election period than I did in the previous one, then I need to get rolling today. And today is plenty of time, because keep in mind, today, while everyone's talked about the hype about, I'm not saying hype, all the attention about the early voting, the bulk of the voting, the bulk of it happens today. Yes. And the right amount of turnout, believe it or not, could possibly make the early voting irrelevant. The bulk of the voting happens today. And there's people that you know, that I know, that we all know who may not show up. It is our job as good citizens to motivate them and make sure they go out and vote. Hey, everyone, I appreciate you. Again, attached is information on training your mind to make split-second decisions. Also, is information just in case your family gets COVID, or preparing in case your family gets COVID, or one of your loved ones gets COVID. You need to already know what to do, what's in the house. Be safe, vote. I'll see you on the other side of this.